Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only AlexCaceres from the UFC. What is going on, bro?
Everything's going good, man. Just here chilling, training, doing the same old, same old.
Well-deserved win, bro. That Hooper fight was the shit. You needed that. I mean, you fucking needed that, bro, because I was talking you up to all my friends, and I was like, yo, let's watch my boy. I call you Bruce Lee because that's how I remember you as in The Ultimate Fighter. That's how I got to know you. How do you feel about that fight, man? I know obviously it's good, but like, what did it mean to you outside of what everyone else can see, which is a victory? What was it for you?
Well, for me, at least for me, what it meant to me, it was like the test to go against a really good grappler. You know, a guy that's really good on the ground. You know, he submits all his opponents and shit, or puts them in crazy positions where he's gonna TKO them, crazy jiu-jitsu positions and stuff. So like, and he was undefeated. So it was just, to me, it was a good test to know that what I've been working on the ground has been working. How to nullify the takedowns, how to win the clinch games, you know, and when I'm on the ground, how to secure my position. I actually felt pretty comfortable. I felt like I was doing everything I wanted to do in that fight.
You looked so comfortable that I was a little bit yelling at the TV because and I'll tell you why. It's because you were having your way in the stand-up. And let's be real, man. The fights you've done, you've always put yourself in these brawler wars. Like, yes, you're technical and so's the other guy, but man, it's always like, no, don't. Why is he just jab and move? Why is he in there? And so, you know, when you do that to the TV, I was doing that for you, bro. I was like, yo, he's whooping his ass standing up. Why is he inviting the ground game a little bit? Even when you were standing, you had him in guard. I was like, Alex, back the fuck up and keep blocking him. So I was really, really, really nervous at one point. I'm like, he's giving Hooper that chance. Like you just said, he's great on the ground. So what was it? Were you just like on a high that you just couldn't get off?
No, well, at that moment, you know, after the first exchanges I had with Hooper, especially after I dropped him, I think that changed the whole thing of the fight. And I know he's young, and so he recovered really well, and he started pushing the pace again afterwards. But after the first couple of grappling exchanges, I just did not. One part is I think my physical training is also getting better. I think I'm coming into fruition of my prime years. So I'm feeling stronger. I'm feeling more athletic. But at the same time, I feel like my technique and where to move, what to do to stop him from doing that. Because usually, like when the guy takes my back, I will try and do like Kimura grips and grab wrist controls to the bottom. But now, like, I know the guy can't take my back if I cross grip him. If I cross grip one of your arms, there's no way, or grab your wrist, like you need two arms to choke me. You can't get behind me. And if I'm on the fence and I grab one arm, we're going to play a stalemate game that I'm going to win because I can keep sliding off of the fence. And there's these techniques that we know to use, but like in the heat of the moment, we would rather try and explode out rather than do these grindy for sure moves. We'd rather explode out to do these low chance but flashy moves.
So you're basically saying you had a solid foundational trust in your own basic, like in your own defense, to the point where if shit got at the worst level it could, you could be able to get yourself out of it. Like you were feeling confident in every aspect of your ground game, basically.
Yeah, for sure. And I always try to, and I got to admit that like there was a big portion of my career where I used to win a lot of my fights with jiu-jitsu and stuff. I was a good grappler, but then there came a portion of my career where I just strictly went into a striking phase, and I just didn't want to go to the ground at all. Every time somebody took me to the ground or I went to the ground, I would try and get up as fast as I could and get away. And I noticed too on some with better grapplers, it's on those escapes and on those disengagements is where I would open up an opportunity for them to catch me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I knew that because a lot of the defenses for jiu-jitsu attacks are engaging the person. So in order to defend it properly, I had to engage, which I realized. And at the same time, I knew it would fuck with him mentally because he's like, oh, he's going to try and stand up with me the whole time. But now that I'm on top of him, grappling and punching him up a little bit, not letting him do anything, he's like, I don't feel like I can beat this guy. Or at least in my head, I feel like he feels, I don't think I can beat this guy anywhere. So it demoralizes him. But like I said, after the first couple grappling exchanges, he did not feel strong. So I just didn't feel threatened.
Nice. And you have a lot of experience in the UFC, man. Like I haven't counted exactly how many fights you have. I know it's got to be upwards of 20. It's got to be
22 now.
22 now, right? With this one, I was gonna fuck it up. I was gonna fuck that up and say 23. Thank you for stepping in. Thanks for stepping in, bro. My math.
I
never
didn't know until
right.
they announced it in the fight. So.
It's like, hey, that's funny. That's funny shit, bro. It's like I don't even know how many fights at this point. How many, Joe? Thanks, bro. So yeah, I really do like that mental thing you talk about, which is every fight I feel like there's a voice, like that voice, it's your friend. And he tells you like, hey, you got to be careful because this is feeling real. And then other times it's like, nah, this is clearly.
Well, I say there's two voices, you know. There's a voice that comes out of respect, and then there's a voice that comes out of fear. See, a lot of the times we miscommunicate which one is which, but we got to understand that the voice of fear doesn't really want you to engage. You know, it doesn't want you to engage. So like for me, I was listening to that voice for a while. As a striker, I was brave, but when it came to grappling, I made decisions out of fear. Like, oh, I don't want to stay on the ground, you know? But now instead, I made a decision out of respect. I respect his ground, but I know how good I am.
That's beautiful, bro. That's bars, man. That's bars. I love it. I love it, man. So let me. But what I'm trying to get to with that voice is, you know, sometimes like for example, you mentioned like I felt his strength in the grappling game, and there's a certain gauge, right, that you're using to determine whether you can re-engage with someone in a certain aspect of a fight or not. At that point, I'm guessing you probably got a gauge that said, I can take this guy. It's not a strength I'm not used to. I probably have stronger teammates that have fucked me up way worse than this guy could. Did that confidence take over you?
Well, definitely. After a lot of the exchanges, almost mirrored exactly a lot of the exchanges I went and emulated in sparring. And I was doing these exchanges with like my brother, Jose Caceres, and he weighs easily 180 pounds. You know, and I was also doing it with Landry. He just came from Texas, came to Freedom Fighters to train with us, and he weighs 170 pounds. And I was also doing it with my other boy, Mark, who trains with us at the gym. And he's another 170 that walks around at 190 or something. So I was doing these grappling exchanges and these guys trying to take me down and hold me down, and they couldn't even do it, and they were heavier than me. So just walking into the fight, I just knew like I went with much harder people. I've had tougher sparring rounds than I'm going to have a fight tonight, you know? And I know that this guy, if I let this guy take me down, I'm spitting on the face of my brother. I'm spitting on the face of my training partners that are stronger than this kid. Damn. So there was no way he was going to take me down. And because I knew who I trained with, and I was confident in the process, that I knew that I was doing the right thing. No one could take me down in my gym. They couldn't take me down. And if they did, I was popping back up. I was submitting them. I was passing their guard. I was doing everything. So like, bro, this guy would have to be a fucking phenomenal to stop me. He would have to be better than everybody in my fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? So like that in my head just wouldn't let me lose.
Dude, that's beautiful. I think that's what I'm talking about. That mental toughness that comes with it, man. And were those thoughts actually going through your mind? Like, no, not this guy, not this guy, not this guy.
Yeah, no. I was thinking some crazy shit.
I was thinking some crazy shit.
I don't know if I said it or not, but like there was a couple times where he tried to take me and I kind of like shut them away. And like I know I was thinking, I'm like, nah, nigga, you know, like, nah, you can cheat me down, you know. I was like being all like, but that's how you gotta kind of be in the battle of wills, you know. Like I'm a peaceful person. I always choose peace. I like gardening. I like chilling and doing arts and whatnot. But in the fight, I know that I'm a warrior at heart. You know, I just rather be in a garden, you know, than a battlefield all the time.
I was about to hit you with that old school shit too. I was gonna be like, it is better to be gardener in middle of a war. Whatever the fuck the creator, whatever. Yeah. Which one is it? I fucked it up.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in the battlefield.
That's right. That's right. Which is why I think Bruce Lee quoted that when they asked him like, how do you reconcile being such someone who strives for inner peace, but then you're also like this combative person? So well, which one do you want? A gardener in a war or a warrior in a garden? Which one do you prefer? But yeah, man.
Yeah, and we also understand that the only people, and this is a harsh truth, you know, but it resonates with me wholeheartedly. The only people capable of choosing peace are the people capable of extreme violence.
I've heard that. Right.
Because otherwise, you're just harmless. There's a big distinction between harmless and peaceful.
Right. I'm peaceful. meaning I have potential to go Bruce Leroy on you, or I could
I'm
but
consciously choosing peace. Yeah.
right. Yeah, because I have the option and I have the skill set to exploit all the options you want. But in terms of, hey, like, what's your actual choice in the situation? Oh, you're peaceful by force because you don't know what to do with it. So 100% with you there, man. And I love that about fighting. I think it's what attracted me the most about fighting. I don't know exactly what got you into martial arts, but for me, for example, like I practice jujitsu as a hobby. I'm one of those, like, what they call like hobbyist blue belts, like competes every now and then, has been 2 years every now and then, but I'm maybe hobbyist, but I love watching MMA. I love the mindset aspect. And what got me into it was boxing. I don't know if you started with a striking sport. Most likely you did.
I started with wrestling, actually. High school
Oh,
wrestling.
okay. Time out. Wait. Hold on. What high school did you go to? Because I'm also from Miami.
Miami Killian.
Miami Killian. Okay. Yeah. I had a friend who, everybody, yeah, you're cool now. So everybody has a friend who knew you, but I legit had a friend who, he says he wrestled with you on the wrestling team. He's like, oh, that's that guy.
What's his name?
Well, Nick Quintero, Colombian. He went to,
Nick Quintero.
You might not, I don't know. If you remember him, that'd be too crazy, bro. That'd be too crazy.
I know the name. Does he do kickboxing now?
I don't know. No, he's definitely not a strike. He doesn't do martial arts now.
Okay.
Out the window.
Quintero. I know, that sounds familiar.
I mean, you're from Miami, right? So there's Quinteros everywhere.
Well, I'm just horrible with names, but with faces, I remember every face I can see.
So how I got to know you was in the Ultimate Fighter. In the Ultimate Fighter, you showed up out of nowhere, the guy from Miami, and you showed up with this really distinctive fight suit. And I fell in love with that shit. When I saw the Miami guy when you had, the everything, just the look, the brand, the hair, everything, I was like, yo, this guy is funky, man. That's weird. So I started looking you up, and then I went to watch your amateur fights, and I saw that you would always like to get into these really risky exchanges, and then triangle on the ground, lanky ass leg motherfucker, triangles on the ground, all over the internet. AlexCaceres triangles. I'm like, what the fuck? So I got super excited. I every night, bro, it was like a free fight night. Whenever that shit came up, it was either Wednesday or Thursday nights. Tough season. Yo, it was tonight. All my friends never watched fights with me, dog. It was just me by myself most of the time. But for the main fight, I got everyone together because, of course, the bandwagon's real in any sport, right? I was like, yo, the guy from Miami's in the final. Well, semifinal. He's in the semifinal. This is it. This is to see who can take it. And of course, I didn't know who the fuck Michael Johnson was.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that Johnson would be a modern day guy in the rankings, along with with these guys. I had no idea.
Yeah, but I felt like in that fight too, like I felt like he held me down a lot and didn't do anything.
Yeah, that fight was heartbreaking, so fucking heartbreaking.
Because I know I got the better of him on the exchanges, especially. There was even a time where I reversed the ground and was on top of him, and I felt like they should have gave us a third round because he was dead tired, and I wanted to take it from him.
Do you think the sport should be at 3 rounds now anyway, even if it's the Ultimate Fighter?
Of course. I mean, because most of these guys are professional fighters anyway. They're used to fighting 3 rounds anyway.
A lot of people would disagree. Let's say I was going to play devil's advocate. I've seen a lot of fights in the Ultimate Fighter on average. Okay, not overall. But I've seen a lot of fights, overwhelming average, go, where the second round ends and they both look like they can't do another round. Even though it's, so that's why I asked the question.
I get it. Like, that's why I said you should be able to. We should
agree.
be able to go 3 rounds, no problem. But that's maybe they're not training properly. Either they don't know how, they haven't seen the proper training, or they don't want to. That's the only other choices. See, when I went to the Ultimate Fighter and I met George St. Pierre and I saw how he trains and he brought me to Canada to show me even further how he trains, that changed my entire motif on training. That's why I have better cardio than everybody in my fucking gym. That's why I go 3 rounds like nothing and do 5 rounds and I don't look like I'm breathing hard. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But you got to change your training. You got to really condition because you're not fighting fighters anymore. You're fighting athletes now.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a big difference, man. A fighter can clock you in the first round and hope for that, but an actual fighter, an actual athlete can go the 3 rounds, can go the 5-round main events, and all that jazz, man. How many 5-round main events have you 5-rounders you've done? You've done a few, right? I just did one. Which one was that? I think
the Yair
Rodriguez. The Yair Rodriguez, man. That, by the way, that was another stylistically exciting fight, man.
And and that was, I just didn't like it. It was so close, and it was so close. But I also knew that, like, they were hyping him up so much that I knew I had to do a little bit more. But it's all good because he's doing great in his career, and it'll be great if I keep doing good to get another fight with him If
Fuck, I hope
hopefully when he's
so.
champion.
Man, that'll be such a tight rematch, bro. Because that decision was split and it was close, man. I'm
No,
telling
it
you,
was close. I know I was hitting him harder. I know I was hitting him harder for sure.
shit. Did it surprise you, that decision? Because a lot of times fighters know, but did you expect it to go your way and then didn't get it?
No, with the hype that he had, bro, the guy has like 1 million Mexicans following him.
So let me ask you this: so you're saying that there is a bias that goes into judging that shouldn't be there? Because, bro, that sounds really.
Oh, well, no, for sure, for sure. Well, you got to think about it. So the judges are not only they're scoring it on what you call it, on all the aspects of the fight, but I mean after the fight, if they're going for one, if all the whole crowd's going for one guy, that might sway the judges. But if the judges are fans of a fighter, who knows? That might sway the judges. I don't know these judges, so I don't know what might sway them or not. But I know that they were hyping him up from the beginning, like there was like a big up. He was a rising star, and everything, and he has a huge following in Mexico as well. And so I just know that I was the challenger in that fight in that sense.
I mean, in my opinion, a very close fight. I don't remember the fight too well off the top of my head right now, but I do remember that you were very much in contention the entire time. And now that you brought it up, Alex, how do you feel about judging in the UFC lately? Do you feel like there's something shady going on there? Like, for example, on Saturday, I don't know how much fight. Wait, time out. First questions first. Do you like watching fights like all the time?
No, I watched them. I did.
Show's over. Fuck it. I can't talk to you, bro.
Just because I was flipping the channels, I did catch the last fights that happened with Dustin Poirier.
Oh, bro, that's my favorite fight, man.
That was a good one. I was so happy for him. But and Dan Hooker did an amazing job as well, though.
Both guys, shit. There's no loser in that fight, son.
But definitely, I was flipping through the channels and I saw the fights were on, so I caught the fights. But no, I usually don't watch fights at all. I'm horrible. I can't. I don't watch any sport though.
Okay. Is
it's
it
just sports? It's sports for me. That's it.
Yeah.
I would say fighting is the most tolerable sport for me to watch, though.
Yeah. So, what would be a fight that you would watch? Like, if it got announced, that you'd say, "Okay, I'd watch that one right now." What would that fight be? Something that you'd actually make like you'd actually plan ahead of time to watch. I guess I'm asking you for give me a matchup that you would like to see, like a Khabib Conor. Like, okay, if Khabib fought Conor a second time, would you go out of your way to watch that? I'm talking about go out of your way.
There's no fight that really the only fights that I turn on the TV or like seek to watch is if like my friends are fighting. That's it. Like, or somebody I know, like maybe like Bob Ross, the violent Bob Ross. Luis Pena. I'll watch his fights, if he's fighting. If like Benson Henderson's fighting, or even like those people like Sean O'Malley and people from the lab and stuff, if they're fighting, I'll watch their fights. I'll make sure to catch them. But other than that, I don't know. The sport itself just doesn't interest me to watch. I like doing it, but I love it to death. Doing it's my passion, but watching it, I can do without.
Interesting. My brain is the exact opposite. Ever since I was a kid, you put me in anything, soccer, whatever it was, whatever I was doing, I liked to watch because part of my brain enjoyed that stimulation of like, okay, you're trash ass. You have fun when it's your time, but watch these guys who actually can maybe.
Well, like I gotta say, I like watching it live.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm talking about live, not going. Not doing some kind of internet search porn where you're looking up old school videos. I'm talking about
I guess it wouldn't be consecutively, but then again, still, like if my friends were fighting, that's when I go.
So I couldn't get you to sit down in front of a fight card unless it was something that really interested you. It couldn't be.
No, if you wanted me to go to a fight card with you, like and as friends and shit, then yeah, I will go because it's like a fun thing to do, with friends and family and shit like that. It's like going to a movie, but I'm not emotionally invested in the fight.
I see. That's crazy to me. I mean, obviously everyone's different, but what I'm trying to say is the way my brain works, like hearing you talk, I'm just like, okay, I don't relate to this guy one bit right now. Like, I don't understand how you could love what you do so much, and then when other people are doing it at a high level scene as well, just like you, that you're not at least like, bro, I be peeping through the curtains, what's going on? I be watching everything, and look how much I'm a fanboy, bro. I go to every UFC if it's within like a 2 hour drive of me, I go to every UFC in the area, dog, straight up. And
I do
yeah,
admit, when I was younger and before I was professional, I watched it more.
Okay. Okay. There's something I wanted to ask you based on that. Going back just a little bit. Nowadays we have judges, like for example, on this fight card, since you didn't watch the whole thing, I forgot what fight it was, but basically some dude had another dude's back for 4 minutes out of the 5 minute round, had his back, both hooks in. He was looking for a choke and it wasn't there, but the attack was there the entire round. They stood up and at one point they exchanged a little bit. And I think the judges tend to be very biased towards stand up, very, very biased to the point where they didn't give this guy the round. One judge didn't give a guy a round who had who had back control for 4 minutes, and we keep seeing this pretty often. Do you? I guess now that you admitted you don't watch, I guess you don't know this is an actual issue going on these days where the referees.
Well, I seen I definitely seen different biases. You know, in a lot of my experience, I felt like they had a takedown bias. I feel like there still is. Like, a guy scores a takedown and it's like fucking huge. Even if he doesn't do anything with it. Even if he like holds you there and then you escape or stand up. And it's like, well, okay, that was a fail. You know, you took me down. Yeah, I can understand that's worth some points, but like no more than like a jab or a cross. You know what I'm saying? It's if you don't do anything with it. If you do a takedown and you advance position or you land some strikes or you attempt a submission, like, I can see where it's worth more. You're threatening this guy or you're finishing him. But if you do, like I see it a lot, like where a guy takes the guys down, but he just pops right back up. And then somehow this guy wins the round because he did that like 2 or 3 times, but he didn't do anything with it. Because you can kind of call that like running away from the fight. Like, I don't want to engage, so I'm going to take this guy down where it's safe, not really do anything, just hold him. When he stands up, I'll do it again.
But a takedown does take a lot of energy, though. It does take a lot of. You have to close the distance.
It does, but we like. But it's a fight. It's not like a subduing. It's like,
hey, bro. I mean, I get what you're saying. Go ahead. Don't let me cut you off.
It's like you want to see the people. It's an entertainment business. You know, I can understand like in a street fight, maybe go ahead and do it, but we're in a business to entertain people. You know, that's what's our job. We don't have to. I guess we don't have to hold honor to that, you know, because we are individuals. But at the end of the day, you know, I would rather lose a fight where everybody's cheering than win a fight where everybody's booing because I ain't do shit. I want to feel like I've been in a fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? At least me. Like, I want to feel like I've been in a fight.
Agreed. 100% agree with you. But the only issue is there's the difference between what we can agree right now all day, back and forth, that it's entertaining and that you're always going to want to push the fight more and all that. But I'm saying as a judge
But taking the back, I agree that should have been his round because the back is a threatening position.
But so is it. So is a takedown, I guess.
But not if you're holding them there, you know, and not doing anything. You know what
I'm
saying?
saying? I agree, but okay.
Like there should be like a shorter time limit because sometimes I see like a guy like, and you see the guy hugging like a guy's leg or waist, and you can see that he has no intention of letting go. You know? And it's like, bro, like 1 to 2 minutes sometimes passes, and it's like, bro, that you can cost this guy a fight just because time elapsing. Like, if you're not doing anything, you should there should be a transition within the first 30 seconds.
I see.
You know, like that's how you do it in wrestling. You know, that's how you do it when you're actually wrestling on the mat, like the 2-minute rounds. You know, like you gotta go.
I agree.
But some people do that, and like because there are some good wrestlers. I look at Matt Hughes, like when he back in his like heyday, you know, he'll take you down, beat the shit out of you, you know, right away with his strong wrestling or transition. And keep transitioning, you know what I'm saying? He was rare to like just hold you down. He'll control you, advance his position, and hit the fuck out of you.
Yeah, but that worked. I mean, you're talking about people who actually did stuff with takedowns. Like GSP didn't just hold people down. GSP worked, man. It's just that.
Exactly.
So you're saying there's a difference.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, like there's been like I seen a lot of fights that people have, and it didn't go their way, because the guy literally just held them down.
Okay, so
And I know it depends on the ref to stand them up. I guess is out of his discretion. You
that was
know,
my next
his
question.
time limit.
That was my question. So what do you like better? Do you like by the way, the DBZ shirt is on fleek, bro. It's fire. Fire. I love that shit. Thanks for wearing that today. That was a nice unintentional gift. That's pretty badass.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, man. So I guess if your philosophy on stand up were to be asked in an interview, like, hey, how do you feel a fight should be stood up? Would you say, are you for like the stand them up as quickly as possible when there's nothing going on, or are you more of the philosophy? You already answered this, by the way, but a lot of people would say like, hey, how do you feel about Pride? Remember those Pride days where the rounds were like forever? So because the rounds are longer and the Japanese crowd,
I would love that.
You would love longer rounds.
Fuck yeah.
Because
I really think that tests like a fighter's mettle, like it's more of a real fight, like there is no stoppages. 5 minutes is long, by the way, but I think a 10-minute round, would really show like who really wants to fight.
Oh, 100%. I mean, we had it in Pride, and some of the craziest shit we've seen comes from Pride for a reason. I mean, those are essentially sanctioned street fights because you can kick people in the head and shit. Oh, but wait, no,
Yeah.
no elbows. No elbows. You could punch somebody's face off their body, but this, oh, no. Elbow is like dragon. Respect, no use it. I'm being so fucked up right now, but you know what I'm trying to tell you, right? That it's it's really interesting to see that. So you prefer a 10-minute round, or maybe a fight with no rounds? If it was up to you, what would your rule set be going into the octagon? Like, give me a set of rules you'd like to
no
fight.
time limit fight, but there will be a referee that will prevent stalling as well, and also keep things within the rules.
So,
but it would be finish fights. At least the championship fights should be like that too. They should change it up, maybe.
That is so amazing. Can you imagine? This main event is scheduled for whenever the fuck it ends.
Somebody's got to give up.
That's crazy. So, I mean, the internal side of me is like, fuck yeah, I'll fight.
Or the referee would have to stop it if he sees somebody's taking too much damage or cannot continue.
Right. Within parameters to keep it healthy for all the fighters and all that.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't allow kicks to the groin, pulling of the hair.
Of course, yeah.
And what about kicks to the head?
Same rules. So we can keep the same rules. Just for championship fights, let's see who's the better fighter for real. No time limit fights. And for all the other fights, 10-minute rounds and then 5-minute round.
What about patadas a la cabeza? Kicks to the head.
On the floor?
On the floor.
I wouldn't mind them, honestly. I feel like there's a lot I can do from there.
Hey man, I just wanted to know what your ideal rule set would be in a fight. Like, if you imagine if fighters can agree to rule sets like per fight in a world where you can.
Well, honestly, like I will say anything goes, except for eyes, groin, like fish hooking, or orifices, throats, direct attack to the throats or trachea at least, stuff like that. But other than that, I said everything else can go. Or like, I guess we can keep it no hits to the back of the head.
Spine, protect spine, the back of the head.
Yeah, like those little things, that can fuck you up, permanently. Yeah, we can exclude that, and then just everything else can go though.
Okay. Hey, fair enough.
2-on-2s.
No. What the fuck are you talking about? 2-on-2s. Have you seen that Russian MMA online?
Yeah.
It's the weirdest fucking thing. When I first saw that, like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
Have you seen the one
with the obstacle courses?
Obstacle courses that they actually start on like this platform, and then they go.
Those are fights I can watch.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You fight in the most respectable, sanctioned, scene in the world right now, and you're going, you know what, bro? I'll tell you what, bro. Fuck that shit. Me and my homies, we're running a 2-on-2, and we're starting on the jungle gym, and we're working our way all the way down to the playpen in the sand.
You know what's actually funny though? Like, I don't like watching professional fights regularly, or I just don't like watching them. Like, it doesn't interest me. It's not that I don't like it, but it just doesn't interest me to watch it.
I got you.
But I do like watching like internet street fights a whole lot.
So yeah, you laugh because you know that shit's a guilty pleasure, man. Like it's like street fights are the worst, are the most toxic shit. But can you honestly stop watching one if you can stop?
Oh, it's just like, I just try to, I just like watching the technique they use.
The
It's like
technique they use.
but there's some videos, man, where like some guy runs into that motherfucker that actually knows how to do shit.
Bro, those are the best. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro,
Like those are the ones I look for, I'm like looking for those because I want to see, like, yeah, see, martial art works. Everybody should do martial arts. Stop fucking with each other.
no, it's true. It's true. It's true. I'll tell you what. I don't know if you remember this. There was a video that went viral back in the day, maybe in 2010, I think. I don't remember when it was. It was when YouTube first became popular as shit. It was this, of course, in high school, it was this white boy and this black dude. And the black dude was talking up this game with a chain on. Come on, man, I'll fuck you up. And the homie with the, you have to look this up, bro. If you've never seen it, I think it's called Karate Kid Street Fight. Have you ever seen this one? Black dude talking mad shit. White boy just quiet, like, and everybody's like, come on, man, fight him, you pussy, fight him, you pussy. And the white boy's like, no, I'm gonna fight. Finally, he gets in there, and the guy's like, all right, I'll fight. Bro, he takes off his shoes, and he goes like this. He goes like this to the black dude. And then the black dude at that point in time, the whole crowd was like, oh, shit. Black dude started like literally taking back steps. And the white boy knew karate. He knew something. He was just trying to be like, hey, I don't want to fight. But when he was forced to and there was a circle forming, hey, this guy busted one of these, bro. Fucking airbender shit. Bro, it was over.
I think I seen that video.
And then the black dude started like
chasing him with like that weird step.
Yeah, with a weird forward step. He started like, and then the dude, but before they fought, the dude all of a sudden went from smack talking to like adjusting his chain, reaching to adjust his shoes. He didn't want to fight no more. And then he gets clocked, knocked out, bro. One hit. They started going for crazy and shade, and he got knocked out by one of these, dog. It was a straight up chop punch. It wasn't even a straight or anything I could recognize on any fight game. It was literally.
I've been using like a side hammer fist to like to the side of the neck or face here.
That's what it was. So you've seen the fight.
Yeah.
Probably, this is back years ago. And I think it was really funny, man. So I think of those fights. And then, of course, you got to love the fights where the dude, like, start coming in like, what's up, dog? What's up, dog? They come in with that shitty stance. And then they always come in, and then the dude knows how to wrestle. He gets under him up, slams him, lets him go. And the dude doesn't learn. He's still, what's up, dog? There comes a takedown again. Boom. It's like, oh, my God, fight IQ through the floor. So what is it about street fights that besides the technique, because I know what you mean by technique, they're not actually technical sometimes, but sometimes they use things that you go, huh, because it's wild.
But I guess it's just I started street fighting a whole lot, so it's just, I don't know, it's just funny to me. Sometimes it's funny. It's just hilarious. I just like watching them. I can't explain it.
No, okay. Is it a guilty pleasure? For me, it's a guilty pleasure. I cannot acknowledge it to people in my household that I watch fights, because everybody's like, no, when I see violence,
no,
like
I don't think I have any.
I hide.
Pleasures.
No, I hide it. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't watch that fight shit either. Oh shit.
I show as many people as I can.
No way, you fucking tagging me. Oh, check this motherfucker out. No, I know you don't like this shit, and I know, yeah, but yeah, man. So, man, what's next for you, dog? Like, you're sitting here chilling right now. You're off of a big win. I'm talking about like this. This was a huge scene, man, because like it got a lot of people that normally wouldn't even know who you were, or now everyone's talking about you, and I'm like, yes, bro. Like, so what's next for you? What would you ideally like to see yourself in? What's something you want? It's a tough question.
I don't know. Then the next big move, I guess, the next one that's gonna push me forward through the rankings and get me higher up there. That's all I can hope for. That's pertaining to the UFC. But other than that, just sticking to training and trying to get better every day. Trying to just better my lifestyles and just working at it. Maybe do some other projects, I guess, as well while I wait.
He's looking up at his wall. He's like, oh, let's see what I plan for later. Something. But anyway, real quick, I don't know if you mind doing this, and I could totally cut this part out. But I saw a drum set in wherever you're at. Did I see a drum set? Or am I going crazy?
I got a drum set.
Yo, hold on. Let me take a quick look at that. You play drums, son?
Yeah, I can play drums.
Oh shit, that's so cool.
A little bit. I play a little bit of a few instruments. I like playing music a lot. That's one of my other interests.
I see that. I'm a fellow. I play nerdy classical music, dog. Just so I'm just like you a little bit.
Yes, I started in the symphonic band when I was in ninth grade.
What? What instrument did you play?
I was the percussionist. I played all the percussion instruments. So I knew how to play like the marimba and the bells and stuff, drums and all that other cool shit.
So you know how to read legit rhythmic music?
For percussion, yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah,
I
rhythmic
can
music.
roughly read the other music. You know, I learned a little bit because I do play a little bit of guitar, but mostly read tabs.
That's nice, man. So I really like to see that. I could have sworn I even saw a trumpet back there. It looks like you have like a one-man band back there. I don't know what the fuck I
Oh
just.
yeah, I bought a trumpet. I wanted to learn how to play, so I bought it and started practicing.
Hey, the trumpet's hard as shit, though, man. You picked a bad one, bro. I hate the trumpet, Doug. And in terms of having to learn it, it's so hard. Why would you do something so stupid? The trumpet's
I
so.
also felt like it might help with my lungs. You know, like have better air.
No, you're
You know, you gotta.
clearly doing good for your lungs right now. I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you, bro. The reason I asked you what's next is because, man, like I said, this was a huge win, and like I just wanted to kind of know like who makes the decisions for, or who helps you make these decisions, who helps you with these. Like, do you have managers that do all the work for you and kind of help
Yeah, I
you?
leave it up to my managers.
Yeah. So you just say,
I don't
fuck it,
like to.
handle this.
I'm just honestly, man. Like I'm a simple person. I don't see fighting to be like my end game. I do want to fight as long as I feel able. I do love it. So, but I like to do a lot of other stuff. I want to open up other businesses as well. I do want to train martial arts for the rest of my life, and I also want to teach people martial arts as well when I get older. So, just at the end of the day, just doing as much as I can. I also want to always want to try and shoot for the stars, of course, in the thing that I love to do. But other than that, I love to garden and do a whole bunch of other stuff. So
that is so that's so funny out of the blue. They like to actually garden. I don't know the first fucking thing about gardening. Like besides watering your plants, that's it. That's all I got, man. So it's kind of interesting that you're into that. It's like nobody expects that, you know?
yeah, it's well, like I mean, basic gardening is pretty simple. I mean, if you want to do like some intricate stuff like that, it's fun. But like, man, the internet's such an amazing thing too. Like you can just get so much information at your fingertips for free. How to build certain things, how to work certain things over and whatnot.
Yeah. The internet's great for things that are like practical, like everyday things and learning. Amazing. Like you know how many times I've gotten myself out of a pickle because of the internet? Like, oh shit, I'm locked in my how do I make
But
how
not but
does
not even practical things, bro. You got to download Pinterest if you don't have it already.
because
Because with Pinterest, you can just download literally like schematics on building gazebos or planter boxes or different type of like permaculture gardens if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Like you can just download I mean, you obviously have to go get the materials. That's the only thing. But other than that, you can download how to do anything.
right. And I love how the first thing it was how to build a gazebo. That I know what Pinterest is. I just wanted to see what you are going gazebos and what a bitch is that?
Well,
What
like
is that? What a bitch is that?
I like doing like remodels and stuff as well. So like it does help to give you and even give you
Right.
ideas. And I also like doing a lot of cooking, which is one of my also other favorite things to do. And so that you have all the recipes on Pinterest as well if you need to look something up or get some ideas on there. It's a good app. It's a good app.
No, no,
Check
for
it out.
sure. I will get it. I've heard of it many. I mean, I used to have it. I got rid of it. I don't know why, but man, you're so right. I should totally find something that I really enjoy like that as a side hobby. But that's really badass. A lot of people, I would have never bet that on average that I would first of all talk to a UFC fighter who was into gardening alone, and the fact that I don't know what percentage of you actually are. Because there's a stigma, right? Like everywhere I go, and people find out like, I don't even fight for real. I just do jujitsu for fun, and people tell me, "Oh, sorry, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover." It's like, bro, the fuck out of here. I'm both. Like I like being both. There's two sides to me. So that
Well, yeah.
stigma,
Well, I don't think it's like yeah, you can say it like that. I can definitely see it like that where it can also seem like two sides, but I just feel like because in the fights too, I feel like I'm the same. I'm not. I mean, I'm like a little bit more intense, of course, but I'm not like not calm.
I see what
Like
you're saying. You're still, it's still a lot of you. Like a lot of you is still in there. It's not like you have to transform completely. Still out there. It's not like you have to be anything else but yourself. Sometimes I've noticed that you
no,
have a stylish look.
I don't feel like I don't feel like I changed. I know I get hyped up. Yeah, there's adrenaline, and I feel like it, but I just feel like I'm still smiling. I don't know. I'm still having a good time, but it's just I know that this nigga can hit me, but I'm not mad at him. There's no like emotion behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's emotional content. Like like when I like there's like like I do have that like but that's me. But that's me all the time. I guess
Yeah,
just at
yeah, yeah.
different levels.
You mentioned business real quick, and I'm kind of curious. What would your ideal business be to open? Like if you could have it start shop tomorrow.
Well, I
Like,
was actually, I'm in the works with it. That's why I'm doing a lot of planning, and I'm also doing a lot of looking for different materials. I also got to make more money, so fighting also comes in handy for that. But I'm trying to get some land, acreage and stuff, because I want to build. That's when I want to start building my gym that I'm going to be training people out of, and also on the same property my wife, she's a naturopathic doctor, and we can open up the same wellness center, on the same property. So we have like training and also like a wellness center if people need any type of medical needs or other types of therapies and whatnot. So I think those two businesses will coincide and go hand in hand. And on the same property, we can also grow all of our produce, which we can sell and even make stuff out of, like in a small cafe on the same property that people would work and sell stuff and whatnot that we would produce and just other shit. I don't know, like we can, whatever we can think of, make it as self-sustainable as possible so that it can get the most income. But the main goal of that would be to make everything affordable, make all the best things for people very affordable, and at the same time, show people that there's another way of thinking or being, in a sense, that we don't have to constantly go outside of ourselves to seek, or outside of each other in our community to seek a how would you say, help, I guess, or a higher standing point, that we can work together in that sense. Sorry, I'm stoned as fuck.
no, dude. Hey, listen, I'm gonna let you keep rolling. If you don't shut up, you're gonna get yourself screwed. Because I'm just gonna let you. I'm just gonna sit here like this, bro. Like, yeah, keep talking, bro. So, what did I say the other day? I couldn't remember what I said because I was stoned. Yeah, you said you were gonna open up a fight gym where people can crack their jaw, go get service, and then drink a nice latte through their broken face 5 seconds later. That's what you said you were gonna open up. No, man, that's really cool. So, do you like coffee at all? Are you a coffee fan? I am. By the way, it sounds like I'm making fun, but I'm not. I'm just finding something funny in it.
No, it's hilarious.
Are you? It's like, one latte, please. Oh, it's a regular. Yeah, I just trained. I'll have the AlexCaceres slushy. What?
I'm a pretty big coffee fan. I like coladas. They're my favorite.
So you went to whatever that Kendall High School was. I went to. I didn't even go anywhere near you. But what, are you Hispanic heritage? Your last name says yes. Do you speak Spanish as well? I've always wanted to ask you.
Yeah, a little bit. And my father was Cuban and my mother's Dominican.
Ah, that's why you lucky bastard. That's why you have that like perfect skin, dog. That's the ideal color, man. That like nice tan, bro. You don't get burnt like me. My white ass at the beach, bro. Fuck, man. Hate it. And the lighting here makes me look good. I'm white as fuck. I'm like Polish white. It's fucking gross. Fucking gross. I'm Polish white.
It's all good. You got to tan slow.
Oh yeah, thanks. Clearly you tan very slow. But yeah, man. So Hispanic parents, Cuban and Dominican. So it makes sense that Miami is your jam. Yeah, man. I love Miami, by the way, for its coffee. You go anywhere, una coladita, oof, hits the spot, man.
Yeah, I've been making my own. I was in Arizona because they didn't have it out there, but they had the coffee beans though.
So you made your own coffee?
Yeah, I made my own coladas out of the little tin maker. I make them every day, actually.
Straight from the beans?
Yeah, I grind it up and then I put it in the little, what is that thing called?
I don't. You go look up Pinterest real quick. See if it's
Greca.
Greca. Oh, I don't know the first thing about coffee other than that I like it. But yeah, man,
I'm
I think that's so cool that you have like this vision of like, it sounds to me like you have a lot of things you can do at a moment's notice, right? You got many different options with business and all that. That to me is super cool that you have that opportunity. And yes, fight bonuses are important. So I'm sure winning fights helps you get forward with business. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. So that's why I gotta be as strong as can, and get as good as I can, fight as hard as I can for what I believe in, and see if I can make this dream come true faster. But either way, I know it's going to happen.
I would
Like I
love
want
it.
it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely want it to happen. So I feel like there's just the shit's kind of turbulent. You know what I mean? All the time. Like if you think about it in the history of America, like when have
Yeah.
we really known like a settled point? You know,
Yeah.
it's like if it's not one thing, it's the fucking next thing and the next thing. We haven't even been at a war since
I mean,
since forever.
yeah. Yeah. And now it's this thing and the next thing. And here's the funny part. We talked about this previously where like we live in this amazing era of information. But here's what's happening right now during this whole fucking crisis is that you and I can sit at a computer side by side, or at least you go on your own computer, me on mine, give us 10 minutes. And then after we research enough about, let's say, anything that's going on, let's say COVID, we come back to each other. Hey, what do you think about COVID? I'll be like, oh, I think we should take it seriously from what I've read. And your ass will be like, that's just a fucking myth, bro. It's fake. Get the fuck out of here with that COVID shit. And I'm here like, but I'm reading and you're going, you're reading they're tricking you, asshole. And it's like, now you have like these two dualities that exist. You have either the people that take it extra serious, where they don't go outside with a condom over their face, or you have this other guy that's like straight up walking everywhere naked because he doesn't.
But it's kind of like this too, man. This is the way I think about it, bro. The government has never told anyone anything good for them.
For example, are you saying that, for example, like they don't talk about like healthy habits you should have so that COVID doesn't fuck you up?
You can say that, or you can say that COVID is not really killing people, that they're telling doctors to fabricate death certificates.
For the sake of what? Like, what's the end goal?
To say that COVID's killing more people, and
to
keep people in a pandemic state inside their homes, wearing masks, depleting their health, just fucking making sheep niggas, just having them under control.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. Okay, fine. The truth is, I don't know. I don't fucking know. And let's be real. If you're going to be honest, approach the conversation like this. I don't fucking know. I agree with you, Alex. I don't know. And if I'm going to entertain that, I'll say, okay, cool. They want us to be like sheep. But the government also prospects off of our productivity, right? The better the economy is doing, the better government taxes go up. Because
that's why we're still working. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, like, up on that level, and this is for me saying, like beyond the president, you know what I'm saying? I don't think the president means shit at all. I think the country is a business and is run by corporations or owners of corporations, like the people that own all the major corporations, like the Rockefellers that own the oil, and I believe they own Food and Drug Administrations as well. So it's just, and then look at the food that they're feeding you. It fucks you up, and then you got to take their drugs after you eat their food. So, I mean, they're banking on you getting fucked up. So what is this COVID thing doing? Oh, let's make them wear masks. Let's make them get fucked up more. Let's make them buy this. Let's make them do this. Let's make them fucking burn down these fucking stores for toilet paper, bro. Bro, they banked. They fucking banked. You know what I'm saying? Then they're going to liven it up right when they're saying, oh, shit, they're getting mad about jobs. Let them work a little bit. Now they're going to shut the shit down again and bank hard. They're going to scare the fuck out of people. They're making money out of fear, and no decision made out of fear is a good decision, sir. So that's why I know it's bullshit. You're trying to scare people into submission.
It could be the case that you could argue that for sure they're not being too careful with how you should be healthy. Think about it. Like the first thing they tell you is, hey, fat fuck, you want to stop being a fat fuck so that when this shit hits you, you're not a fat fuck who dies quick.
But like, what about the mask? Like the mask don't even protect you from it.
Well, here's the thing. Of course it won't. What it is that it's a game of deduction. Like it's what it is, for example, if I tell you, hey, look, masks will not cover everything. You're 100% right. But I'll tell you what, if you're sitting right there and I'm sitting right here and I'm wearing a mask, you have now gone from 100% chance of catching it to 70. It's still a shit ton of a high percentage to catch it, but you're wearing a mask. Hey, no, listen. But listen, there is. I don't. Like I said, I don't know shit about shit, bro. This is me just like
Yeah.
being the opposite of whatever you say. So if you would have picked my side, I would have been saying, "Wow, but look at the economy," and I would have even
No,
hit
no,
you
no,
with
that's
this.
all good.
I would have hit you with this. You know, a lot of times there's something called like you can rig with the stock market so that certain things get gain value or they plummet so that you can reinvest, and then when shit hits the fan again in terms of a good economy, you bank exponentially. Oh man, you can make all kinds of arguments why this shit
Well,
could
I took advantage of the same thing. You know, I knew the everything got shut down, so the stock in airlines went down. So I bought stocks in airlines,
no shit.
and
No
now they're
shit.
going up. Yeah.
There you go, bro. It's like, pretty soon you're gonna have your own money to open up your business. And it was like, oh, sir, what was your secret? Ah, COVID, motherfucker. What's up? COVID. Shit. But yeah, no, what I'm
No.
trying to tell you is that it's a reduction. It's a risk reduction. It's not that it's gonna work 100%. If anybody tells you that mask works, they're lying to you. Obviously, I'll agree with you. But if I tell you, hey, if I let out a little bit of spit and it traps about 50 to 60% of those molecules, that's less to go out there, therefore less that can spread. I'm just saying, I don't know shit about science, bro. I look like a scientist to you, fucking dumbass.
I feel you. I feel you.
That's the mentality.
I can't recall now, but I just seen like a lot of the I can't remember what it is, but
I can help you
yeah.
out even further. What's even weirder about this whole virus thing is the fact that we have riots, right? And what happened when the richer folk were upset that their businesses were going to shit, and they had a good reason, right? Like, yo, my business is getting shut the fuck down. I need to protest the shutdown. Like, I don't want to be inside anymore. This is horseshit. You're taking away my rights. So they went to protest, and you go anywhere on all of these media outlets. Oh, look at these crazy protesters. They're insane. They need to be safe. The minute that it was for the other protests, oh, we're behind you 100%, even though it's like 50,000 of you in LA and another 50,000 in Miami protesting the whole thing. Now it's suddenly okay. So at what point, one protest was no good. The other one was perfectly fine in the eyes of the health. It's hard to trust.
The thing is like, we got to look at it this way. The government shut down the businesses. So no matter who protested, they weren't going to open that shit up. They didn't open up the businesses for the other protests neither. It just got crazier because shit's been going down for so many fucking years.
Agreed. But what I'm telling you is, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying since we became free, it's been going down.
Yeah.
All the way till now. We just got cell phones now, and it was worse when there weren't no cell phones.
Yeah, because you got nobody. Essentially, we have free surveillance now with cell phones. I totally get you on that. Like today's world, you can easily put someone's shit like at jeopery so quick. All I gotta do is raise the phone and you're fucked. Totally.
But that's the only. But that's the only reason, man. And they rioted and they protested and everything. But it's definitely a different protest. Like one protest is against it's against brutality, I guess. And the other one, it's against the government, and the government, you're not going to win.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen. What I'm trying to tell you with this is that in the eyes of the media, when it was one protest, they were like, oh, how inconsiderate, they shouldn't be protesting. Now is not the time to protest about things. And then when it's about like this other shit, oh, we're all for you, which it doesn't matter which side you're on. All I'm telling you is that if you look at the inconsistency, it's hard to trust anyone because I didn't hear the health organization have the balls to step up and say, look, motherfucker, I know you guys are passionate about this George Floyd thing, and believe me, it's breaks all of our hearts, man. But y'all gotta stop doing this shit. Like it's gonna get y'all infected. Obviously, they didn't give a fuck. They were like, hey, you know what? If y'all want to protest like that, go ahead. Like nobody, the health organization didn't even like speak against it or anything.
Because the COVID shit is not real. No one's getting infected. No one got infected. You know what I'm saying? And they just let them protest because they gotta get. It's like the bait and switch, man. They gotta keep you fucking guessing because they're about to do some major shit and take more of your rights away.
Okay. And of course, for you, it's kind of weird as well because your ass is fighting amidst this very historical time, right? Your ass has been fighting in the apex of you were in Vegas, right, where there was no audience, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So you got to see like the real weirdness where they had to test you for it. So you mean to tell me that while you're being tested, you were honestly convinced it's bullshit. So you're sitting there going,
I know there was bullshit because
bullshit.
there were so many false positives. How do you have a false fucking positive so many fucking times with so many fighters that you're scaring the fuck out of them that they might not fight because they might have COVID? But it's a false positive, false positive. What do you mean? So you tested it wrong? Do the tests work? Or what are you testing for? You know, like it's weird.
Well, I mean, I find it very weird as well. And that's why Joe Rogan, I don't know if you're a Joe Rogan fan, but I find him to be the hero of the whole situation. Joe Rogan said, yo, I am standing here with you guys. The first event he ever did, they told him that he couldn't be next to his commentator buddies, that they had to be at separate tables. And he's like, okay, fine, we'll do it like this. I'm standing here for my own thing. And then in between fights, the three of them would be standing side by side each other, breathing down each other's neck. And then even Joe Rogan had his fucking mic. He had his mic and he was like, this makes no fucking sense to me. The whole night they got us separated, and now here we are just next to each other. Really fucking weird. And we're all at home like, Joe, bro, Joe dropped.
No, like it's stupid. It's like in the weigh-ins. Okay, we got a fist bump, but we can't shake hands. But the next day we're gonna have like our blood on each other.
Yeah. No, and you have these guys on the sidelines like with the fucking mask on, and it's like, bro, you know, you're gonna have to go clean somebody up full of blood and spit and everything. Like, but no,
they gotta have my coaches and my corners with the mask on. I was just training with this guy in the back room, like hugging him and wrestling with these guys. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't let us hug before we get in the cage. We had a fist bump.
Oh, they tell you guys that? They actually say, hey, listen, don't hug when you're out here.
Yeah.
It's a fucking act, bro. At this point, I'm sorry. It's an act, right? Because all it is the UFC
well,
trying
look, the thing is, if the pandemic was as serious as it was, bro, I would expect to walk out my door and see zombie motherfuckers falling dead. You know what I'm saying? Just, I got COVID. Oh, damn, it's a pandemic. You know, it's like, man, chill the fuck out. Like, it's not that crazy. It's like the flu. The flu kills more people, the actual deaths of the flu. Not the fabricated deaths that doctors came out and nurses came out and actually fucking spoke against. It's like, yeah, they're telling us this guy died of this, and they're telling us to say that he died of COVID.
Okay, what if there's a patient that has a very advanced form of cancer, and he's fighting it just fine. Not just fine. He's doing pretty terribly, but you know, it's borderline. And then he catches.
Well, the thing is, when you write the death certificate, you write what he died from. So, like, let's say a guy even didn't have COVID, he dies of cardiac arrest. They said, they were what they called coaching them how to write the death certificates. So instead of saying he died from cardiac arrest, they would say he died from COVID, even though he didn't.
Okay, so let me ask you this though: if you're the death certificate writer and you're being as honest as possible, I'm going to put you in that chair now, and I'm going to say, okay, this guy had a very advanced form of cancer that was aggressive, and yeah, man, we didn't know when would be his final day, but last week he caught the flu. wait. And now your ass is sitting there. You have to write this, and yes, he was terminally going in the direction of death through cancer, but he caught the flu in the final stages and he dies from complications that are from both things. What do you write on the certificate?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
All right.
I don't know what is the proper thing to write.
Exactly.
You know?
But here's the funny thing. If I would have told you the same story and somebody had COVID and they wrote it as COVID, you'd be like, oh, of course they did because they're faking it. But the truth is we don't know.
Well, like that's a very small circumstance. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you're saying they're doing this way worse than that. They're doing this when it's even obvious, like a gunshot to the back of the head, boom, COVID.
Well, yeah, or like for instance, like it had any significance. They said that the guy that the police killed, you know, he tested positive. His corpse tested positive for COVID. Why? What's the significance of that?
I don't know. I wouldn't know what the significance is. Yeah, why are you looking for it if it's obviously other things? I'm with you on that. I just want to know where.
Like, he died from having a knee on the back of his neck, you know, and then.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's another thing. Oh, that's a tough one, bro. Ooh, there's so much crazy shit going on nowadays, bro. It's like it goes back to what we're saying. The internet is a beautiful thing, but the flip side of the internet is that it could really could really mess with you in either direction. Like if you're not sure about something, you're going to see a guy who
Are
says,
you like a part of those guys that think like it was like the actors?
what do you mean? What
There was
actor?
some, no, there's some people saying that the
No,
cop
no.
is
Oh, you're
actually a
saying
porn star.
shut the fuck up. I've not heard this. Wait, you're saying that there's a fabrication of this unfortunate moment in history where they're actors
Yeah,
and mind
a
you,
lot
one
of
of them's a
some people
porn
saying
star.
that he's not dead, that the guy's not dead.
So it was a fabricated story?
That's what some people are. It's a conspiracy theorists are saying.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. And you can go deep into the internet. And if you find the right person to talk to, man, they're gonna convince you that George Floyd is another porn star. And that the cop and him have done movies. I mean, it's crazy the kind of shit you can see on the internet. Like, respect to the situation. I don't want to
No,
sound
no, no, no. Of
disrespectful,
course,
but
of course.
bro,
But
like,
like, anyways, as you were saying though, like, what do you think he died from?
well, okay, you're asking me for my honest take on what I saw from that video.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you before I go on that. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna answer your question, and then I'm gonna hit you with a question back. But I think the guy had pressure to his neck, and his breathing was constricted, and he was obviously it looked to me to be a direct cause of the death. I feel like it was a direct cause of death, if you ask me. But then again, I'm not seeing anything else. I just saw the event happen on video.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to tell you that it was that dude who did it. That's my take. Now you're asking me for my take without looking into it any further. Yeah, that's my take. You?
I honestly think, yeah, that's how I feel personally, because I've seen it, and I don't know. They took him in the ambulance, but you don't know, but he was already out, right? And so it's just, I don't know. And I seen it happen before, where the guy that got fucking rung up by the neck and he got choked out.
Be honest with me 100%. When you first saw the video, without knowing what had happened, right? Because when I first saw the video, I didn't know what I was watching because I hadn't heard the news yet. Were you 100% sure that knee there at the back of where it was placed, that it could actually kill somebody? Was that your first instinct? Like, oh, that shit could kill someone?
Well, like what I've learned, especially as a martial artist in my long life of martial arts, is that everybody's teacup of suffering is of a different size. So a knee to your neck might not kill you, but a knee to a broke down, malnourished, I'm sorry, but he was, like a little bit, I guess, from what he looked like on the video, you know what I'm saying? But a knee to somebody else's neck could probably fuck him up. You don't know what conditions he's suffering from or what he might have, what are his weak spots. Not everybody works out their neck. As a jiu-jitsu guy, you know what I'm saying? Or as a grappler in general, people have more rough necks in that sense, more flexible and strong. So maybe a knee to your neck wouldn't feel as bad as a knee to somebody else's neck. And I've noticed that when I train with people that don't train, sometimes just like me brushing up against them or doing stuff that they're not used to hurts like crazy. And I'm like, oh, fuck, my bad. You know what I'm saying? So I can see where if a cop, if he trains or if he works out, and if he's strong, and he's putting force on somebody that's not used to being forced like that, then it could probably kill him.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying traditionally, forget, like, I know that people are going to have different, there's a spectrum. Like there's weaklings and then there's the guys you can never choke out. But there's an average. There's an average human being on this earth between those two extremes. Do you think that knee to the back of the neck on average can kill someone? Not now knowing this case. That's not fair. Like when you first see that, would you think, oh shit, he can kill him? Was that a first instinct of yours when you first saw it? Like, oh, that can actually kill someone?
Well, the way he was placing it, it was kind of like on the lower back of the neck, upper back, I think it was, but he was like kind of like placing it like at an angle, and it could have been pushing up there. Maybe he was compressing his chest and he couldn't breathe.
Right.
Right. Maybe the compression of his neck started blocking the carotid arteries and there was no blood getting to the brain.
That's what it looked like to me.
So, and when that happens, you can talk and you can scream, but the minute you go out, you go out.
And here's the crazy part, and I hope this doesn't make me sound ignorant, but when I first saw the video, I had no idea that this video would end an unfortunate story the way it has. I was going like, holy shit, can can he actually finish him like that? Like it's not a very traditional place to put some pressure to actually put someone out. I'll be honest, it didn't look that
Yeah.
way. Now, once he goes out, though, you can't help but be like, oh shit, maybe it can. Maybe it can, but it wasn't 100% sure, bro. And that's why this case is so crazy, because now if cops are allowed to put their knees here, right, as part of the protocol, and this dude did it here, and he just said, oops, my bad, I didn't mean to kill the guy, I thought I had my knee here, bro, you can get into all these technicalities in court, and it's going to be damn hard to
Yeah, but
convict,
the thing
to convict
is
this
like,
guy.
but it's like when you gotta, but like, there's more than often not, like they use an excessive amount of force, especially when the person is not resisting as hard or is not like, for instance, like I see a lot of videos where cops are like body slamming and like
Yeah.
ravaging like 5'9" women and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous. It's just like, and you're like almost 200 pounds. Like, bro, like you gotta be able to handle this with some fucking integrity, bro. Like you can't go around literally beating women because you say they're resisting arrest or they're not complying with your fucking orders and shit.
Yeah.
Cops
Yeah.
can't give people, cops can't walk around the street and give motherfuckers orders. That's not legal. You know what I'm saying? So if a cop tries to bark at me and tell me, of course I'm, well, fuck you. Why? You know what I mean? I don't have to be stopped for out of suspicion. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally get it, which is why there is a lot of good educational. There's a lot of good educational videos out there on YouTube that I'm sure you've seen them too. I'm sure you've seen these, bro. I'm sure you and I have watched a lot of similar fucking videos, bro. Because I've watched videos where I'm sitting there going like I'm getting like a training session on how to handle a cop. It's like, and I'm sitting there going, the line is, "Am I being detained, sir?" Well, if I'm not being detained, then I'm free to go. Bye. And I just walk the other way. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what you're supposed to do. Like if a cop ever starts barking at you, you go, "Hey man, are you detaining me for something?" "No, I'm just asking." "Okay, cool. Have a nice day." And you walk away, because by law, the only way they can keep you is if they're detaining you. And if they're detaining you, they need an actual reason.
Yeah, and well, like, but exactly. So I don't know. I just don't talk to them really.
A wise person once taught me, cops are a necessary evil. Um,
I
they,
don't feel so, man. I never had an
oh,
interaction with a cop where I felt safe, or if I never had a situation where I needed a cop, or I don't feel like I'll ever have a situation where I will need a cop. And I've never had an interaction that with the cop on duty that was positive, really. Like I don't know, man. Like it's just um, it was a different experience for me growing up in Miami than for
shit.
than
No,
for a lot of people.
yeah, no. So no, all respect, loud and clear. But so let me ask you this: if Alex Caceres' house is getting broken into, the only people shooting are not the cops. It's going to be Alex. Is that what you're saying?
Of
Like you?
course, I have my weapons, and I also can fight people. I like. Why am I gonna call the cops? There's so many occasions where like a black guy called the cops, and the cops come, and because somebody robbed his house, and they shot the guy who called the cops because he was black in his garage, and they thought that the thief was still there.
Hmm. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
that's tricky. That's tricky, man. I mean, first of all,
Bro.
I'm
First of
sure
all,
it
I don't
happens.
need a if I have a gun and I know how to fight and I'm well trained in hand-to-hand combat, I don't need to call somebody else that is not as trained as me in hand-to-hand combat
But
and
they got the cool walkie-talkies, bro. If you don't got the walkie-talkies, you ain't shit. I'm kidding. I'm
and
messing
has a smaller gun. You know what I'm saying? Just what the fuck, dude? If this motherfucker gets through me, then fine, bro. Like, why am I like? I don't know. I've never had a positive outcome with them.
Okay. Okay. No, fair enough. Fair enough. This is how I understand it. It's a necessary evil in society because they do help where needed in terms of emergency. Like straight up, I'll tell you right now, I don't have a gun readily accessible like that. So for me, like dude, if I see a dude at my door and he's got a gun, I'm fucked. Straight out the bat, I'm fucked.
Go
So
get yourself a gun, bro. Take your life into your own hands and be responsible for your own safety. That's what a man does, and that's what we should do as a community and take care of each other because we don't need people policing that are fucking trigger happy and scared all the fucking time and don't know you. You know what I'm saying? If everybody was on board with keeping each other safe, bro, it's hard to gang up on a person. You know what I'm saying? If everybody had that, and you don't have to know each other, but you decided to commune with the community and be like, hey, we got all each other's back. We're in society. If some motherfucker starts acting up, we'll all ride on that motherfucker, and then no one's gonna fuck with you.
This is like the most organized form of gang I've ever heard. Like,
But
it's gang, bro.
it's called the human gang. If you want to live in the human society, then we all got to be on the same page. We protect our own and we eliminate any threat to the human species and its progression.
So basically, a dude tries to fuck with you. Your boy's there to shoot him. Just fuck it. Let that leech get out of his head.
Well, like, yeah, if he's trying to shoot me, yeah, like, if some guy's trying to shoot me, and let's say I'm unarmed and whatnot, and he's trying to kill me, my neighbors should feel responsible to, like, oh fuck, I'm gonna bring my gun out and blast this motherfucker because whatever might happen. But then again, or people can wait. It all depends. Like, there's a lot of gray areas as well. But that's why we need, obviously, rules and regulations and laws amongst the community. But at the same time, if somebody's robbing a house, and you catch the guy,
take it into your own hand.
I don't think the punishment should be any violent one. If he's stealing, he has a reason. We find out the reason, and we either try to rehabilitate him for real, not stick him in a place where he's going to become a better criminal.
You're painting this picture of this really nice utopia where, like,
yeah, I know it's that's what it is. It's definitely a utopic fantasy. But
no, I'm glad
there's like an old Jewish proverb. There's an old Jewish proverb, and it says, all because it's not your responsibility to end a task doesn't mean it shouldn't be your responsibility to begin it.
Yeah.
So even though you have to plant the seed, even though you might not ever sit under the shade of that tree. But it's got to start somewhere, and somebody's got to start doing something, because I definitely don't. I'm in the age where I want to start trying to have children, and I definitely don't want to raise them in a world where it's like this. So at least I'm gonna try and start making a difference in ideology and socialism in that sense. And see that maybe we can work out a better way, where I don't think people should be going hungry. Everybody has tons of space in their yards, and one yard can literally provide food for, I think it was like 8 or 13 blocks, if it grew nothing but food. But imagine if every yard grew food in the neighborhood, what the fuck we need grocery stores for? It's just an expense we don't need.
Do you grow anything that you eat yourself?
Yeah, tomatoes right now are coming in. I had a few beans, nothing really much. I did plant a lot of fruit trees, but I'm deciding I'm moving again, so I kind of like stopped planting stuff. I do have tons of herbs that I cook with, fresh herbs. And I did have some squash, some summer squash that came in. I forgot what else. We have a mango tree in our backyard, and we had tons of mangoes for a while.
Damn, man, you're like, bro. Maybe I don't look at your Instagram enough, but do you post these? I don't think I've ever seen. Like, where do you post these? Do you have like a fan page for gardeners or something like that?
Oh, I don't post I don't post any gardening stuff at all, man. Honestly, I want to do better at that. But I'm moving to a new property down closer to Kendall, so I've just got to. I'm kind of waiting till I get over there and set everything up.
You're still down there, bro? I moved to Indiana for a little bit. I'm not in Miami right now anymore, but
I was in Arizona for 6 years.
Fuck, that's like hot.
Yeah, and dry as shit, but it's a nice place.
Yeah, Arizona. I've never been, bro, but you like I said, man, you've been inspiration to a lot of people, and of course, me growing up in Miami. When I first heard that there was a guy from Miami in the Ultimate Fighter, you raised a lot of attention to me, and I always try to talk to my friends about you. So this has been 10 years in the making. Like, I'm like, man, that dude is cool, but I never thought this would happen. So I appreciate you showing up, and honestly, bro, like giving me this time, and obviously the opportunity to talk about the more serious shit that because like a lot of people don't really get into the mind of like who they interview, like AlexCaceres. Like, what does he feel on these issues? Like, this is something that I don't see often on the internet. So I feel like this has been a really nice thing to be a part of, bro. So I really do appreciate it, bro. And do you mind if I cut it out here so we can go do our thing? Because I know it's been a minute. It's been like,
No, of course, I gotta eat.
no, I figured it's more on you. I could be here for another hour, and maybe some other time we could talk about your gaming chair. Do you like the game too, bro? All these things I can ask you because you look
Yeah,
like a
yeah, I
real
do.
gamer.
I do. I'm doing mostly on the Xbox now, but I do have a
Oh
computer
no,
in the back there that's
yeah,
wrapped up.
Xbox. Do you play any kind of PC games?
On the PC, I think I'm only been playing. I think it was a RPG games and like
Ah,
Dungeons and Dragon games.
so you don't fuck with League of Legends or anything like that.
No, the only thing I play is on the Xbox. It's like Call of Duty and For Honor.
I hope to one day find you on a Call of Duty. Maybe we can run a 2v2. Real man. Listen, Alex, an absolute pleasure. Guys, thank you so much for listening to our show. This has been Alex Caceres with Fight On, brought to you by Game On, a sports podcast for everyone. Thank you so much, Alex. Really, it's a pleasure. And I hope that you get all the money you need and that the fights bring you all the riches so that you can start your business and go, bring the world closer to the utopia you would like. Because I do know one thing. We're all in this with good intentions, and I think from there, we can kind of just start building up from that foundation. So thank you for your good intentions here today, man. For real.
Thank you very much, man. Have a nice day. Peace.
Later.